Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ash, and today we are doing a live training for Market Like a Pro. This is going to be a part one of two series. I will do the second series on the fourth Monday of August. Today, we're going to go over a lot of cool things, the basics of marketing, all of the tools that you have, and I even have a really special gift for you guys at the end. So you're going to want to make sure that you stay and watch all of this great stuff. Before I get started, I do like to introduce myself. Like I said earlier, my name is Ash. If you haven't met me yet, I've been with Archer and Evolution for over 3 years now. In the 3 years, I have become IATIN holder, Evo 200, and now I'm also doing corporate trainings and presenting. So that is pretty exciting, but in all, I do specialize in marketing, training, group getaways, and destination weddings. And I'm very passionate about learning new niches. I just think it's so cool that we are in an industry that honestly can really just have endless possibilities. So I'm always trying to learn about new travel and fresh ways to market them. The first question I normally get when people ask, where can I find your training? So I just go ahead and put it right in the beginning. I am recording this. So when it gets posted, it will be on my YouTube channel, which is Ash Knows Travel. So let's get started. Now, a little bit about what we're going over today. We're going to talk about why this training matters. I'm going to go over the free toolkit, which is just honestly a bunch of tools that are free, but it can save you hours. I'm also going to talk about the anatomy of a high converting post, an example of an actual post breakdown, and objective marketing, because you need to know who you're marketing to. Then we're going to go over top 10 travel post ideas, top platforms where to post and what works on each platform, example post, and even having a closing challenge. So when you guys leave here, you're going to have some homework to do. And then we're going to go meet back up in 2 weeks on the fourth Monday. And we're going to go over our analytics and see what is doing, what's going on with what we're going to be posting for the next 2 weeks. Then, of course, I got that gift for you at the end, and then we're going to do like a final thoughts and a Q&A. So why does this training matter? If content feels overwhelming or you're just not sure what to post that actually works, you're in the right place. Today, I'm giving you the exact tools that I use, the types of posts that bring in real leads, and a fun challenge to help you stay consistent for the next 2 weeks. Let's turn your scroll into actual strategy. My free toolkit. I want you guys to screenshot this if you're watching this, because it's easier for you to just go in and take a photo so you can just go get the tools later. But I break it down to what exactly the tools you need for when it comes to different things. Everyday life, the tools that I highly recommend are ChatGPT. If you don't have ChatGPT yet, you need to sign up for it and make that your best friend, because it can literally help you do everything: captions, content ideas, and even strategy planning. Popple. A Popple is one of my best friends when it comes to meeting people. Whenever you are out and about, you never know when you're going to run into somebody and just happen to bring up travel. Travel is one of the easiest things that we can talk about. So it is important that you have Popple inside of your phone so you can just access it right away. And then, of course, Linktree. Linktree is that all-in-one link hub for your forms, your promos, and your bookings. Linktree can be a great way for people to find all of your information at one time. Also, we have scheduling. So that's going to be Meta Business Suite. That is going to be what we're going to be using for the next 2 weeks when it comes to scheduling our content. Meta Business Suite is inside of your Facebook, and it connects your Facebook and Instagram together so you can plan things out all together and then just cross-post it to TikTok or whatever else platform you use. We also want to make sure that we have Branch Up and Ralio. Branch Up is going to be set up for supplier promos that are auto-posted to Facebook and LinkedIn. And then Ralio is a ready-to-post supplier and destination content. So it goes Celebrity Cruises, Royal Caribbean, and Silversea. That's in there. And then Branch Up gets everybody else. So those are two great automated posters that kind of helps you get seen, but then you have to go in and post your own content on top of it. We also have content. So if you don't have Canva, you definitely need that one. You can get templates for mock bookings, reels, and stories. And then all of the fancy videos that you're going to see today and in general are from CapCut. Make sure you have CapCut, because CapCut, you can get templates from it and you can save them and then put words over them and make beautiful videos on TikTok, Instagram, etc. It's also great for video editing. And as well, I want to throw another one in here that I use a lot. If I don't use CapCut, I'm going to tell you another one I use is TikTok Studio. TikTok Studio has been actually absolutely amazing, because before we could never schedule TikToks in advance. We always had to just post them right then and there or save them as a draft. And now, thanks to TikTok Studio, we can even go in and schedule our actual TikToks. Feel free to screenshot this to make sure that you guys are not missing on any of these. Do you have to pay for any of these? No, these are all free. You have to go ahead, you get CapCut for free on your phone. That's an app that I use. That one's for free. You just have to exit out everything, even Popple. And if you guys are interested in learning about these topics, I actually do also have the cheat sheet that you're going to get at the end. Has all of the trainings in there, so you can actually go in and learn about all of these different things. But yes, this toolkit is completely free, and this is everything that I use to help post on my social media. So I highly recommend it. So we know the tools to use, right? But now we need to talk about what are we going to actually post with these tools. I want to break down what a post should look like when it comes to no matter what platform you're using, no matter if it's a video reel, no matter if it's just a general mock booking or even just a why book with me. Every post needs to have this type of components in order to make it a high converting post. So the first thing that we need to have in there is a bold headline and an emoji. You need to immediately grab their attention. With that, it needs to be spaced out to be able to pull people in, but it needs to have a short and valuable description inside of it. This is going to be, the second part is considered your bread and butter. That's where the information is. Then we need to go underneath it. We need to either go, sometimes you can do it above too, but it needs to have a part in there that is an emotional pull. This emotional pull is going to make them consider it's like relatable. It's something that they want to do or something that is intriguing to them. So we need to target that. Then at the bottom, always, we need a clear call to action. Of course, we also need to have hashtags in there, no more than 3 to 5. But this part right here is the core part of a converting post, because it has the pull in, it has the description of what's in there, and it's valuable of what's in there. And then you're getting them with their emotions, and then you're giving them something to do with the post. Every post that you are making, they need to be able to do something. Give them some homework so they'll want to continue into whatever you're posting about. Now, what does this look like? I'm telling you what to put in a post, but what does it look like when you break it down? So the headline, for example, this view took my breath away and it's on sale. Doesn't that make you automatically want to look and see what they're looking at? What is it? Took your breath away and it's on sale? All right, you've got me. Now, here's the bread and butter. 4 nights in Cabo at an all adults only oceanfront resort, under $1,000 per person. Emotional pull, the kind of trip that makes you forget about laundry, carpool, and that overflowing inbox. Call to action, comment Cabo, and I'll send you the full itinerary. That is a beautiful post. Now, underneath that, we can put some hashtags, right? So if I were to put a hashtag in there, a lot of people get hashtags wrong when it comes to social media posting. Hashtags would be something that somebody searches that should bring this back up. So if I were to put hashtags underneath here, I could definitely do sale for one, Cabo, adults only maybe, even oceanfront resort. What else can I do in here? Vacation, relaxation. There's also the ones that are trending like For You page or FYP. We could also do maybe like trending or viral, something like that. But in general, you want it to be something that people are going to be able to search and then pull this up. Anything like hashtag Cabo would automatically pull this back up. But regardless of the SEO of it, it needs to have components like this to constantly make people read all the way down and not just stop halfway through. Now we have the components of a post. I'm building this all together, right? So I gave you the toolkit that you can use to make the post. Then I gave you what needs to be in the post. Then I gave you an example of that. Now we're going to talk about who are we sending these posts to. A lot of people, when they're posting things, they're just posting to posting, but you need to actually have an objective every time that you're posting. Your objective can cover technically 3 different types of markets. The first market that we have is the hot market. This is going to be people that know you and trust you. What is a great way to post about this? A personal post, like you just booked something, is a great way to get the people around you. Why? Because they want to celebrate you. Any of those kind of wins, or maybe a great deal that you saved somebody money on. That is something that the people around you want to see because they want to see you be successful. As well, maybe even a behind the scenes, so you can bring them in and show them what you do on a daily basis. That's good for the people that know you and trust you. Next, we also have the warm market. So the warm market is probably somebody on your social media. They have seen you before, but they have not yet booked with you. These people are considered warm market because they're used to the content that you're posting, but they need a little bit of nurturing too, so you can turn them into actual inquiries. You can do so by doing tips, testimonials, or even mock bookings. Now, tips could be like Travel Tip Tuesday, right? And you're giving them tips on how to get through airport security. They like that. One thing you'll always hear me say about social media, the best way that you can get a client is to put yourself as an expert. If you are an expert in what you're doing, they are going to feel more comfortable booking with you. On average, it's always been said that somebody needs to see you 8 times before they feel comfortable booking with you. If it is somebody in your warm market, they've already probably seen you a few times. You can easily win them over by showing them different tips, showing them different testimonials of people that have booked with you, or maybe just testimonials of a trip that somebody's taken, and even the mock bookings, because you're going to show them the deals that you are able to get. Then lastly, the cold market. We don't know these people yet. These people are the ones that are just randomly seeing our page, they like it, they follow it, and they keep scrolling. So you have to really pull these people in. These people, they don't know nothing about what you're doing. It's fresh in their mind. So how can you automatically pull them in? With Reels. Video marketing is very, very hot. So with Reels, you can easily catch their attention because they're looking at something. How many of us love to scroll on social media and just look at videos? I find myself all the time on Instagram. I'm like, okay, you've watched way too many videos, slow down, right? That's what you're doing. This is a great way to pull them in. Now, Reels can be several different types of Reels, right? There's all different types of things we can do. Now, I'm going to show you the top 10, but in general, for a cold market, a point of view of them going to Italy is a great way to pull them in. A point of view of a resort that they could go to is a great way to pull them in. So you have to consider all of these markets, is what I'm trying to tell you when you're posting. You don't have to hit every one of them every single time. But when you're posting, you need to hit one of them. You need to have a purpose. So if I'm posting about a booking that I just did, I'm going to try and get the people around me to be confident in my booking ability because I did a booking, right? And I also want them to be proud of me. That won't really do much for a person who's in a cold market because they don't understand that you're a booker, right? They don't know that, but the people around you do. So when you're posting these things, I want you to consider, who am I talking to when I hit that post button? Who am I trying to get here when I'm posting? So objective marketing, beautiful thing. Now we have the post, how to break it down. Now we know from here the objective marketing of who we're talking to. Now let's go even further and talk about the top 10 post ideas. When we're building this 2-week strategy, I'm building it to where you guys are going to be confident in posting, hopefully by the end of this training. That's what we're going for. When you're posting these, I want you to consider your market. So if you want to do, let's just say 4 different types in the next 2 weeks, I want you guys to pick right now, write it down or put it in the chat. I don't care what you do, but I want you to pick 4 of these because we're going to use them at the end for our 2 weeks of homework. Okay. So pick 4 to start because I want you guys to have different things to talk about. I want you to have to talk about the same thing for the next 2 weeks. So the most top 10 travel post ideas that have the most conversion. First one, always going to be a mock booking, because mock bookings have prices and those prices catch people's eyes, and that's what they want to do. They want to see a trip that's going to save them some money and they're going to have a great vacation. A travel tip or hack is a great way to bring in new people because you're educating them. One of the strongest parts of being on social media as a travel advisor is providing education, because a lot of them don't know things that we know. A lot of us know silly things like when you're your first time ever going on a cruise. A lot of us have probably been on a cruise before, so we can share those tips, right? Even you don't have to know it. You could just chat GPT it if you wanted to, but it's those simple things that people don't know that can really help show you as an expert when it comes to posting on social media. Next, behind the scenes. I really like doing these a lot. This is going to be one of my new things. And behind the scenes really can just be like you showing what you do every day, maybe even showing some deals, even going as far as, look what I can do for Evo Plus. If you can show them, look at the prices I'm getting, something like that. Behind the scenes can really make them feel personal to you and they can relate to you. And that's going to help build that trust when they decide to book. Another good one, a client review. Now, of course, you're going to have the client do that, but a client review, or even maybe just look what I booked. Here's this. I just saved my client some money. That works fine too. But this is going to be great for bringing in people to trust you because you've done past bookings. Next one, I like this one. What's in my bag? So if you are curious enough, okay, if you have enough comfortability with posting, start talking about your favorite stuff that you bring when you travel. Yeah, that's something that people really like. And if you know any of my trainings, you know that I'm really big about the Amazon store and how you can go in and start making commission off of the products. This is a good one. Next, where to next poll. This is something that you'll have to get after you start getting a little bit of engagement, but just leave it up there because you would be surprised how many people are going to go in after a while and still do it. And then reels are a great one, either destinations, and make sure, of course, you're using trending audio, and then a fact post. A fact post is a good one. There's a lot of travel myths that go on throughout the travel industry. You can show yourself as an expert by proving those myths wrong. Lastly, a tour of your booking process. I like to do these a lot with the why book with me's. That's going to be that. So what can you do for the client? Now, another good one that I come with the tour of the booking process, write this one down if you want. I like to tell them something about whether if you book through Expedia or not, I can get the same exact as Expedia, but if you book through me, through Expedia, you get this, this, and this as an example of why book with me. Or I can handle the stress while you just show up and vacay, something like that to pull them in. And then lastly, making sure everything comes back to being relatable because they need to trust you as an advisor. So share your personal story. Why you do this is a great way to pull people in to feel comfortable with booking with you. All you really need to do is just pick ones that you feel comfortable with right now, because you're going to be way better at posting if you're comfortable with what you're posting, because it's going to let you get creative. If you're nervous about it, it's going to be harder for you to build on. So just pick 4 that you are comfortable with. And thank you guys for commenting them in the chat. So now we have our 4 posts. Now we need to talk about the platforms to put them on. So the top platforms are going to generally be ones that everybody's using. You might have a separate top platform, and that's okay. But if you don't have a platform selected, I would love for you guys to consider these so you know where the best reach is. Now, let's talk about the top platforms and what they're best for. Use this guide to choose the platforms based on what kind of content you're creating. I honestly only suggest picking 3 platforms in the beginning because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. When I picked my 3 platforms, we didn't have many options 3 years ago. We had Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That was our top 3. But I have seen a lot more different kind of platforms exist that are starting out. Like another one I just started on was Blue Sky. I've never heard of that platform before, but it's like Twitter in a way. And then they have Threads now, and they have all these different platforms. So I just want you to find 3 that you are comfortable with. Now, when it comes to the actual platforms, let's talk about what you can do on them. Facebook, Instagram, where the stories are, and the TikTok and LinkedIn are going to be best for building trust and showing behind the scenes. Why? Facebook is personal. It's not like something that's just for business. You can post a lot of different things in there. You can join groups on there. And Instagram, you can share your stories throughout the day. Same with Facebook stories. And then TikTok. If you don't know anything about TikTok, TikTok loves personal connection. They love when you show your face and you just be yourself. I don't know if any of you guys follow me on Facebook, but if you just seen, I'm going to show you the post today. But I posted a funny video about hedonism 2 back in September. That was my one post that went viral. It sets at over 100,000 views. And it was a joke about a resort. And it's also gotten me a lot of bookings after. That was crazy. So why am I telling you that? Because I just want you to understand it doesn't take much to post on these platforms. These platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok do really well with just that personal touch. Now, LinkedIn is going to be good for personal connection and storytelling because on there, it's more of a business platform. So when it says to storytelling and personal connection on LinkedIn, you want to share your wins on there. You want to share your deals on there. You want to build your business up on there because that's when people start following you when it comes to LinkedIn. Next one, videos and reels, which are going to really help with engagement and reach. So these platforms are going to be great for visibility, trending content, and fast growth. And you're going to see it's all just really videos. Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts is a platform a lot of people miss on, and Facebook Reels. You should be posting to all of these if you have them. You should be able to go, if I post something, always start with TikTok when you're posting. If you post with the TikTok is one of your platforms, post there first. It's going to pick up that algorithm, so you don't want to look like you copied anything. So TikTok, we're posting there. Then I want you to take that same post, take it over to YouTube. Same post, take it over to Facebook. Whatever your 3 platforms are, you should be able to go in there and take it all the way across. No matter what you're posting, always cross post, and don't always be shy of reusing that content. If that content is working well for you, feel free to repurpose it and repost it again. Next platform, or top platforms, we have education and tips. So you want to be an expert when it comes to booking travel. That's what's going to really help set you apart as a travel advisor. How do we do that? Ideal for sharing value and building authority. You can do these on platforms like YouTube is a great platform to educate people on. LinkedIn, because it's building your business, you're sharing tips. Facebook groups. A lot of the times there's restrictions on these things that we can post inside Facebook groups, but we have the availability to go in there and educate people. It's a workaround when it comes to the Facebook groups because you're not really coming out there and saying, I'm a travel advisor, hear me roar. You're more like so here's some great tips, here's some education, and then when they click on your name, there it is in the bio. There's your stuff. So that is a great way to bring in people to your pages. Next, Instagram posts. Instagram itself is what I call an aesthetic. It has an aesthetic. It has that motivational. It has that education. Just think about when you're watching on these platforms, what you're looking for. That's what everybody else looks for. And then WordPress. WordPress is a great way to build SEO. WordPress is actually free too. And WordPress, I use WordPress a lot because once you start using the links and you start posting them in different locations, it'll actually post to Google too. And it's a great way to build SEO. And then I come underneath it and I put my travel with Ash all up inside of it. So I bring them back to my Facebook, back to my website, whatever. But these platforms in general, guys, have really great purposes when it comes to being a travel advisor. It really just depends on what type of content you're looking to post when it comes to the platforms. So now we're going to show you guys some examples of the different types of posts that I'm talking about. Now, I want you to write these down. If these look interesting or easy to you, I want you to be able to go in there and just select them, and then you're going to be able to re-editate or imitate them later on your own socials. So the first one we have is here is travel hacks. So I told you guys travel tip Tuesday, travel tip Thursday. This is one of them. This is something so silly, but this is one of my most viral posts actually. Travel hack you need to know. Running out of space in your carry-on. You know that neck pillow that you guys use? You could take that pillow out and you could stuff some stuff in there. That sounds silly, right? but it would be a really great hack if it came down to a moment notice where you ran out of room. So something like that is a great way to educate people, be like relatable, and then also pull them in. Next one, we have theme days. I do a lot of where to go Wednesdays. So you can do travel tip Tuesday or Thursday, where to go Wednesday, motivational Monday, educational Friday. I just made that one up. But there's a lot of different theme days. And if you keep going every Tuesday, every Thursday, people will begin to be coming back to your content every Tuesday, every Thursday, because they're used to seeing that. So this is a great way to build repetition, but also bring in new ideas for educating people and bringing in new followers. Next one, travel memes. I love me a good travel meme. If you ever see something that's really shared, like on Facebook or Instagram, it's always going to be a travel meme. Now, we have really nice travel memes inside of VAX under ALG Vacations, and then it's like an Inspire toolkit is what it's called. And in there, they have a bunch of different travel memes, and this one's actually from there. I take them and I circulate them throughout the week because it's a great way to get your information shared. People love sharing things. If they think it's funny, they share it. They don't even think about it. They just share it over and over. So your goal in that would be to find the funniest travel meme that can easily be shared. Next one, we have supplier deals. This is a great one. These are easy posts that you can do. Celebrity cruises, if this is one of their supplier deals, you can easily just come in there, snag it, post it on your content. A lot of these, what I do with them, if I see them randomly, I save them to my phone and I just share them on my story, share it on my story, right? It's something that should be just grabbable, post, grab, post. Next one, personal travel. Now, how many of you guys are probably going on vacation soon? It's like starting to get vacation time again. Next time you go on vacation, do you see how I'm doing this really random video? This is one of my most viewed videos on TikTok as well. Any type of review that I do, it really, really helps. Now, if we take this and we break it down, we're going to talk about here. Look at my hook, the best hook, looking for low budget family fun. Automatic hook in that, right? Time to check out. There's my bread and butter. I'm showing them stuff. And then we get to the part where it's on the screen. My words are right here. I put exactly what is included inside the package. That is the short but valuable description, right? Continuing on. We go there. We do a little bit of like we're leaving. And then I have a call to action, like, follow, and then need help planning. What is that? Link in bio. And then my cute baby dancing. This is a great post because it has every part of the post, but in a video. Does everybody see how I did that? Now, a lot of us might not have reviews. You don't even have to have your own actual vacation. This could just be a resort review. Maybe you found a resort video on one of our platforms. ALG Vacation actually has those too. They have resort reviews. You could just do a voiceover or put words on the screen. It works the same way. But regardless of what I'm posting, it's always going to have the same flow so that they have something to do at the end of it. Now, this was actually a part 2 series. So I actually said at the end, make sure you like and follow so you can see the next part of the series where I give you a review of the resort to continue it on. That's a great way to pull people in. Continuing, last minute sales. A lot of us will see sales that pop up and we don't do anything with them. We get them every day in our emails. We get them in the travel cafe. We get them when we log onto our vendors. That is just deals that you guys are missing out on. They are giving us all the content. If you really ever just sat down and looked at all the vendors, they give us a ton of just promotions. They give us a lot of content. And this one was from Sandals for Mother's Day. I screenshotted this because to me, it's a last minute sale that relates to Mother's Day. So it's a great way to pull somebody in, right? Royal Caribbean does these all the time. If it's like near the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, they'll have a short, like little 72-hour sale. Carnival does them. Use those sales as a great way to create urgency when you're posting so people will feel the need to book with you. And all you're doing is just sharing a story or sharing a photo or sharing just that last minute deal so they can book it. Next one, user generated. So this right here, I call it user generated, but really what it is the Pexels. Have you guys ever heard of Pexels? There's a lot of tools out here, but Pexels is a free picture tool that you guys can use. It's on the internet. You just go to pexels.com. I do a lot of these photos in the background, and then I will put stuff behind it. So this one is spontaneous escapes, last minute tours worldwide with flights and hotels included. Now, technically, I should have done a link in the bio because it's on Instagram, and Instagram and TikTok, you guys can't put links in there, but this was cross-posted, so this actually came from my Facebook. That actual link right there would have led them to my quote form. So that would have been my call to action, and then the hashtags. Now, continuing. Planning tips. So planning tips, Pexel. Yes, that's Pexel. Yes, you can copy and save the deals. So planning tips is the next one. Planning tips. This is also like a travel hack if you want. You can call it travel hacks, travel tips. Planning their travel in general is a great way. You can do so many different things with this. We have the ability to do packing checklist. We have the ability to take all different parts of the travel. So first time at a resort, first time at a cruise, first time in the airport. That's a really good one because people actually get super nervous about security. They love watching videos like that. The best way to handle any kind of crisis, why you should have a travel advisor to avoid them. Something like this is a great way to pull people in because you're showing yourself as an expert in the process of just teaching them something small that we already know. So this planning tip is like download maps. This is just telling them to save all their stuff because Wi-Fi can get spotty over abroad, right? And then we have in there the hashtags that come with it. Pexels is something where this photo would come from. This is still user-generated content. Every time you're making a post like this, do you guys notice that I have like a video or a photo with it? Just go ahead and add that to it because it's going to help kind of stop them and grab their attention in the process. But when you're posting it, make sure it relates to whatever you're talking about. Don't post a cruise and then talk about a resort. So just make sure it plays a part. This right here is their ticket. So it's like I'm showing them to download their map, their ticket. Okay. AI video. Has anybody started playing around with AI videos? They're so much fun. It's called AI video is what it's called. You get like 4 free videos a month. This is what I made that on. It's AI videos. Basically, I use them a lot to just pull people in. Some people like to just sit there and watch them. So this one is 5 reasons you should. There's my call to action. There's 5 reasons you should like book or how to book a resort or something like that. It's something silly. ChatGPT made that up. I didn't make that up, but it's something that people will sit and watch. A great way when I'm pulling people in with this one, you're going to see it right at the beginning. I tell them, number 1 is the most important. Why do I tell them that? So they'll stay to the end because now we have to know what number 1 is. So then number 1's actually the dumbest one. Watch. Transportation can make or break your trip. That's so silly, but they didn't know that. So they had to get all the way to the end to find that out. Then I have a little call to action. Visit the link in the bio, follow Travel with Dash for more advice is what it says. So AI video, same thing, right? Same content, same post, it's just different form. That's all I'm doing as I go across this. Next one. AI photo with link. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if you know this or not, but there is something now in Meta. It's called Meta AI. It's also an app, but it's included in your Instagram and also in your Facebook. So this lady right here is actually AI. She is not real. She is created by AI, but what I like to do with her is I put her in my story. I'll put her in my story. She's on vacation. And then right there is my link to my job form. This is a great way to pull people in. Do you know the why they like this right here? Because of the word free. All our travel quotes are free. But when sometimes for some reason people think they're getting something for free, they get really excited. So I will put get your free travel quote here. And that's just my link. This right here is an actual Instagram story. So the link is clickable inside Instagram stories. I also will do this on Facebook as well. And if I do this anywhere else, like if I use her or any kind of AI photos in general, and I can't put the link in there, I'll still put link in bio and then put my link tree or whatever you guys use. But I'm always putting link tree in there so that I can just pull everybody back to that and then put my quote form in there. Okay. Now, we're getting there. I still have a lot more to show you. Just kidding. All right, so a couple more posts I got for you guys. Inspiration. So You need to inspire your clients to travel. They need to see like the different things that they can do throughout the world. So this one here is just a point of view, which is POV, a point of view. You are my client in 2025. There's that. There's my logo at the end. If you like that logo, that is on CapCut, but still has the same theory. Even if it's just a simple post of inspiring people. What do we have at the beginning? A hook. Traveling as my client in 2025. Ooh, what does that look like? Bam, 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 bam. Like, right? Follow. I'm pulling them in. And the like right here, you can't tell, but this actually lines up with TikTok. So this is where the heart is on the like, right? So I'm pulling them in. I'm giving them instructions as they follow through. And then boom, call to action at the end, which is the link in bio. Start planning now. Call to action. This, like I said, this right here, everybody always seems to like this. That's CapCut, okay? Just tell them logos and they will help you make a template with it. It's very nice. Next are flyers. So I get a lot of bookings from these flyers. Has anybody ever attended my training for flyers? Ooh, it is so nice. The flyers are my best friends when they come to it. I do have a training on it, and I also give you guys that training at the end, so you will be able to get that as well. And these flyers, I do resorts, I do different just cruises in general, but it's always like one of those good deals. And I put a lot of information on here. This will be a very good reel, and you can just make it as long as you want. I have that in the training, don't worry. And then it can also just be a carousel. It can go on Facebook, it can go on Instagram, it can go everywhere. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, doesn't matter. And this can be in the video setting. It has everything you need, even a call to action. So we have the big, we're pulling them in with all of this, theatrics. We're giving them bread and butter. We created urgency because it's only 4 rooms left. Oh no, we have to book it now. We give them all the details, but it's real small, right? We leave that price in there. It's in there, but it's small. We're not looking at that. What are we looking at? Oh, $250 deposit per person to secure. Nice. And then I used to have these little deal things I used to do where book a cruise, get a trip, but I don't do those really as much. So at the end, we have to reserve, comment, cruise, or below, or DM. There's my call to action. So it's everything that you need in one post, but yet it's something that everyone can read on the screen. So I'm still capturing their attention, but this is technically, guys, a mock booking. This is technically a mock booking, and it's something they can actually book. And so when I'm doing these, I just go back and I update it. So I'll get the same cruise, change the dates out, change the price out. I copy post this, repost it, send it back out. These are great ways. I do tours like this. I have them all, and I have a training for it, so you guys can learn. But these are great ways to obtain clients, and it's something that you can repeatedly post to get into a habit of doing it. Next one, point of views. I get a lot of followers. Point of views are a great way to get new followers. Point of views will inspire the people around you if that's a trip that they're interested in, but who you're really trying to wow with a point of view is going to be a new person that's never seen you. So, point of view, you woke up in Santorini. Wow, what a beautiful point of view, right? Now, why am I showing them this? Because I want to inspire them to book with me. Now, here comes my bread and butter. Best time to book. Here we are. This lady's walking. Look at the view. Wow, so amazing. I'm trying to wow them. Deposits start at $250 per person. There's the bread and butter. There we go. A little bit more video. This one was really long, but there's another little fancy logo thing. And then call to action, link in bio to start planning, because this was on TikTok. So videos like this are a great way to bring people in. They're watching the video. Wow, amazing. Slap some words on it. Now they're reading. Okay, now back to watching something else. Like, we're pulling them through this coaster as we're keeping them intrigued, because when they're watching it, if you're watching something and then it's like, oh, only $250 for a deposit. Wow, let me keep going. This is something that's really great for new people. Now, if you know, I do this a lot, okay? If you talk to somebody and they're like, I'm interested in booking this, and you start building the report with it, right? Go ahead and make one of these point of views. I do this all the time. If I know that somebody's interested in booking something, it will just happen to show up now as a point of view for them to book. Why? Because I want them to see it so they're inspired, so they really want to book this. I have done this a lot with Jamaica. Whenever I find out there's a whole bunch of people that wanted to go to hedonism after I talked about it online. And hedonism was great. So I had to show them what it was. So I just kept posting about Jamaica to encourage them to do that. So now that is all the examples. This is what I do in the beginning when it comes to posting. I want you guys to just post 2 times a day. That's it. That's all I'm going to ask of you. I want you guys to start posting 2 times a day. The hardest thing that travel advisors handle is the consistency. It's so hard to be consistent. I have been here for 3 years. I have picked it up and I've been consistent. I've let it go and I've come back to it. But when I really want to let it go, that is when I dig the deepest. That honestly, when I'm like, oh, I don't want to post, I will sit down and I force myself to post. Now, what does that do for me? It builds consistency, but that's really what gets me bookings. It's because I never give up when it comes to posting. And every time I think that I have marketing set down somewhere, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to find a new, different way to market because there's always a different way to get a client. All I'm going to ask of you to do, if you're not already doing it, if this is your first time doing this, whatever profiles you're posting on, I want you guys to post 2 times a day for the next 14 days. And I want you guys to just let me know how it's working for your analytics. So, giving you an example of what you can do. Morning, daily formula, morning time. Here is a mock booking, for example. 5 nights in Mexico under $8.99, all inclusive, blah, blah, blah. Comment Mexico. This is just a good example of what you can do. Evening, my top 3 beach packing hacks that you didn't know you needed. So the reason why I told you guys to pick 4 that you're comfortable with, I want you to do 2 and then rotate it again. 2 different ones, 2 different ones. So you're not posting the same content every day, but your content will have a flow to it. So you are going to get really comfortable by day 10, 11, 12 because you've been posting it so much. Now, you can technically go through Facebook, which would be Meta Business Suite. That's one of the tools I gave you, and you could schedule it out. Let's go look at it. I've got Facebook pulled up. So I want you guys to get comfortable with doing Meta Business Suite. So I want to show it to you. I see all of your questions. I love when you guys ask questions. I'm going to help you. Hold on 1 second. I will answer all of these questions today. Let's go. So I'm in my business profile, right? And then Meta Business Suite. That works way better. Now, my Meta Business Suite is set up to where I have Facebook and Instagram put together. I highly recommend this, okay? When you're sitting here posting this stuff, to make it easier on you for the next 2 weeks, I want you to go in here and I want you to hit planner. When you are in here, you can come in here and schedule it out. Now, the rest of this stuff, not that way. You guys can already see that it's scheduled out here for mine, but you guys will come in here. Do you see how many times I'm posting a day? Do you realize that most of this here is what? Branch Up and Rally Up. That's what most of this is, right? Branch Up is mostly here, right? And then I have my Instagram in here. So Rallyo is going to go through the Instagram side, but Facebook is going to post throughout. Then I'm coming in here and I post myself. I've been here, mind you, for 3 years now. So I'm pretty advanced when it comes to posting, but I only actually post 4 times a day. And it helps significantly with my reach. I'm always getting new followers, and then I'm able to turn those followers into actual inquiries because they're able to see me 8 times a day within a matter of a few days. Do we see that? Do you see how many times it's on here? So is there a training on how to set up what you're talking about? Actually, yes, Brenda, I just dropped an amazing training today, which is called How to Grow Your Reach Very Quickly. And it talks exactly like this. But to do that, Brenda, you want to start with this right here. This is a great challenge. Start here. I want to make it as easy as possible for you. So when you're posting, I want you guys to post 2 times a day for the next 14 days. I want you to just stay that. It's the minimum consistency, but the best part about it is that you are going to be consistent. So now, with all of these questions, I'm just going to skip over to the Q&A because I feel like you guys got a lot. I love these questions. Let's go. But before we start the Q&A, I want to answer just something real quick. okay? The biggest problem that I've seen travel advisors have when it comes to posting is that they talk themselves out of it. The best post that I've ever had go viral was just me being myself. If I'm just talking about a good deal, a good flyer, if I'm talking about a cool travel hack, that is what helps you go viral. Don't force yourself to be uncomfortable with posting because you'll end up just not doing it all. I don't want you to stay in a box though, okay? Don't box yourself in with only what you're comfortable with. Feel free to step out of that comfort zone and then build on it. But start with what you're comfortable first so that you're building that consistency and then adding on. So, this isn't about perfection, it's about presence. I want you to show up. When you go to booking, I want you to think about it like this. When you go to book your dentist, I was at the dentist today, actually. When you go to book your dentist, are you going to book with the dentist that posted one time on Facebook and has no reviews and isn't active? They have nothing on social media or on the internet or anything. Are you going to book with them? No. You're going to book with the dentist that's out there talking, publishing, posting stuff about their business. They maybe got some reviews building in, etc., right? You need to think of it the exact same way for yourself. People are going to book with you if they can see you. So I want you to start where you are. I want you to pick 3 platforms. When you're picking your 3 platforms, I don't want you to master all of them at one time. I never would recommend that. I want you to start mastering them slowly as you go, focusing analytically, maybe on Facebook first. And then once you kind of get comfortable with that, go to Instagram, etc. But I always want you to still cross post to all 3 platforms when you're going through, because why wouldn't you want to be seen on all these other platforms available? They're there for you. Might as well just send the post over there. But when you start getting comfortable and mastering your social media, whatever platform that is, it's going to make it a lot easier to do so by using the tools that we provided today. So I want you guys to take the challenge, and then we're going to see each other in part 2, where I'm going to go into deeper into what worked and how to turn that marketing into actual like leads, like closing them out into travel inquiries. So I'm going to go ahead and open the Q&A because I've talked enough and I want to answer all of your guys' questions. Somebody just asked me though, where will they find all of these social media trainings, etc. So I'm going to give you the cheat sheet too. But this is what my training schedule looks like for this month, guys. So if you guys are listening to me talk about all of these different trainings, this is what I'm talking about. So next week, I'm actually doing Canva training Tuesday through Thursday on my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, right here. Okay, this recording will also be posted on my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel. Then on the 4th Monday, I'll be back here at 7 o'clock to do the second part of this. But that is my training schedule for the month, and this is where my YouTube channel will be for this recording, okay? So let me go ahead and open this Q&A real quick, and I will answer your questions. Now, if you don't have any questions and you are good and you love this training, you can also feel free to hop off. I'm not going to make you stay, but I do want to thank you all for being here. And I really do hope that you all learned something and kind of get ready to do this challenge, because the challenge is what's really going to help you guys take off when it comes to posting. It's something simple, but it's that consistency is what's going to help you build on, because once you guys start seeing the results from just posting 2 times, you know what you're going to think? Imagine if I posted this 3 times. Imagine if I did 4 times, right? And that's what's going to help build that consistency and kind of motivate you to keep going.